Follow your dreams. Make your wishes come true. Listen to your heart and shoot for the moon. You are an exclusive human being. You can do anything you want because in the end, all will be fine. And if it's not fine, it will not be the end of the line. Although that's what they told my generation, because we seemed the first ones with some kind of serious foundation. We don't have to fight or protest against wars and weapons with our manifestations. We don't ask for more salary with our demonstrations. And this is where it has gotten me, a 25-year-old who can build his own future. But a 25-year-old roaming in a rain of advice by the previous generation. A 25-year-old who believes what has been told, which is the cause of my frustration because they told me it's about the journey and not my destination. Hello, everyone. Obviously, I'm the 25-year-old I was talking about. And I was raised in a generation where they told me my journey would be more important than my destination. For example, when I went to art school, where I tried to complete 2 studies, they told me it's all about the process of things and not about the results. And it would have been nice, of course, if they didn't criticize my results back then, but this was not the case. Well, there are many examples in life where they try to convince us to focus on the process of things, but not on the achievements we have reached themselves. And I would like to change this perspective. But first of all, let me tell you something about the Pacific salmon. One of the most remarkable facts I have learned about the Pacific salmon is that when it becomes 4 years old, it swims over 2,000 miles just to lay her eggs in the river where she was born. Needless to say, with a very, very low chance of surviving. Along the way, she gets confronted by grizzly bears, low water levels, killer whales, and of course, the hungry human being. On top of all those risks, the salmon usually dies right after she laid her eggs. And scientists still have no idea why they must lay their eggs precisely there or how they find their birthplace. Well, and I'm not here to lecture you everything about the Pacific salmon, of course, but it's a perfect example of something that makes its accomplishments more important than the steps it needs to take. Another example is Captain Jack Sparrow. In 4 movies, Captain Jack Sparrow tries to achieve different goals while losing his ship, his crew, and even his own life. Even though he's not even sure about the existence of every goal, he keeps trying and succeeds. I don't think Captain Jack Sparrow was busy focusing on the steps he needed to take, more on the final goal he set for himself. And then there's me. I've been on stage performing for 9 years now, and 2 years ago I was asked by the largest theater of Rotterdam to do a poetry performance. And I felt no reason to say no, and they asked me 4 months in advance. But from that day, every moment I thought about it, I felt nauseous. And I already had a prescription for medicine against my anxiety, but I doubled the dose. And it even got worse. I suffered from several panic attacks, and I got afraid to travel any further than 5 miles away from home. All this fear for only 10 minutes on stage. It felt weird, so I thought I can cancel this performance. But I didn't because it seemed weak, and I was thinking, I said, okay, I make a choice. I decided to make this my highest achievable goal. I thought, if I can do this, I can do anything. No stage will ever scare me anymore. And I was thinking about the salmon, thinking about Captain Jack Sparrow. And prior to the show, I had 3 panic attacks and I needed to throw up. But however, when I gave my performance, the crowd loved it. And if it weren't for that moment, I wouldn't be here on stage today. It took a lot for me to get here on stage today. But the only way to improve and to keep achieving higher goals is either to ignore the process and just keep going like the salmon does, or take a leap of faith like Captain Jack Sparrow, because it's the only thing you can do. And one day, I can tell that this day made it possible for me to achieve higher goals, because I didn't focus on the process. Yet, I have reached my destination. Thank you very much.